I believe someone is just coming to terms with the fact that you do not think like them. You do not think like them. Maybe this person has an accent, but that's beside the point. What I'm hearing is everybody else before you could have folded, right? This is the case of someone who has a flow, they're on a roll, and they know exactly what to say, what to do, in order to make people fold for them, in order to make people submit to them. And in so many ways, this is a case about projection. This energy projected that character onto you. I'm specifically channeling a message here that could have to do with two, quote, chosen ones, or two people who have taken it upon themselves to go onto the journey of self-discovery and actualization. This is a major clash. It was like two stars or two supernovas coming together and creating this major ripple effect into the karmics of their lives and even yours. And for a lot of you, these are karmics that didn't even make it to your sphere. They were kind of on the outskirts of your life. And given that a lot of you could be in a state of isolation or being very careful, and this ripple effect could even go all the way back to the past and rewrite or reconfigure certain perspectives that you might have held towards people that you dealt with. I feel like in a very positive way, because it's resulting in a lot of forgiveness and in an increased ability to walk in their shoes without feeling the need to put yourself on the sideline or villainizing them or yourself. There's a greater healing that's coming to place after this collision, but what I'm getting is that the reflective element of you and this chosen one, oh God, it's so lame, isn't it? Created this major event where all these shadowy elements about them and even you were all of a sudden drudged up and brought to the forefront. And what I'm hearing is that there is a activation happening as of late. Not only, as I've mentioned several videos prior, is there an increase in spiritual ability gifts, but there's also this actualization taking place on this side of the collective that we're going to be delving deeper into today. They thought that you were playing games with them. They thought that you were playing them because this is a case of someone who could see all these positive qualities about you, and even before you were able to spot them and own them, you have done the same thing for this energy. And that reflective quality of seeing the positive side in each other kind of resulted in putting each other on a pedestal. And this is what has happened. As this energy puts you on a pedestal, they had to tear you down off of it. They believed that the projection or how they were viewing you in a very competitive light. For some of you, this has an energy of feeling competitive. And it's only competitive because there's a lot of similarities between you and this energy. Instead of learning from you, or we're not even going to go there, what I'm getting specifically is they wanted you to roll over and respond to them in the same way that everybody else has, because they know what buttons to press. They know what to say, how to say it. But something about you was like a dead zone. It was like they continuously pressed this button and you didn't even know it. You didn't even know they were pressing that button of, expecting something out of you. This could be to just bed you. This could be to just get you to sign some kind of rights over to something. This could be just like them wanting to take some power back from you after putting you on a pedestal and to size you back down. Whatever reasons they had behind it, they believed that if they were to press these buttons, they would get this result that they've seen before. Like I said, they're on a flow. They're on a flow, and they feel confident And I feel like this is your energy as well. So this is where it kind of creates this clash of egos to some extent, where there's a huge mirroring effect and nobody is wanting to submit. Nobody is wanting to take a higher ground or to kind of like put down the person off that pedestal. And the putting on a pedestal has a very opposite effect. It means you're not going to treat the person with courtesy, respect, and accepting their flaws and actually seeing them for who they are, and it doesn't give you room to like the person. It all too often turns into a competitive and spiteful kind of relationship or connection. This is what happened. They were so used to people rolling over and giving them what they wanted that when they met that dead zone of yours, because you're not to be buttered up. Like, this is the thing, you're not to be buttered up. You've kind of grown that callus of seeing yourself from your perspective. Those of you who are getting this message and resonating, you've grown that callus of seeing yourself from your own perspective, and you might even have a dissonance when it comes to people trying to portray their self-image onto you. So they saw that as an insult. They saw that as you being inflexible, you being cocky, and kind of like playing games of push and pull. They didn't see it from a perspective of you are actually a grown person. You have outgrown that spiritual pigeonhole that people fall into, where people give them all the right compliments, and since they lack self-esteem and knowledge of themselves, they will kind of open up and just give whatever that person wants. That's where they thought they could have you. And in many ways, they were trying to bring you into a timeline that you never existed in. And neither did they. So they were a ruler of some kind of empire. Like, this is what I'm getting. It's like two rulers of a specific kind of empire coming together and not knowing how to collaborate, not knowing how to work with each other. So instead, they deploy troops and start attacking each other. This is the kind of energy I'm picking up on today. And that's what's happening. There's this click of, oh, I was playing myself. Someone was playing themselves in a game they thought that you were playing. And they started playing it long before that you even knew they were playing it. They started playing it long before they even made themselves available to you. This could be a particular energy where someone had been watching you for a while, or came across you and maybe you didn't really recognize them, or you had an instant recognition of, I feel like I know you from somewhere. It's something like that. And this has a lot to do with the kind of timeline or the kind of confidence in I want to say, like, there's a spiritual dominion. I'm kind of getting like an angel and a devil coming together. That's what I'm picking up on, like an angel and a devil coming together. And oh god, I'm going to be really cheesy. Hold on to your seats. Hold on to your seats. Oh, don't make me say this. Oh, and oh, I can't do it. An angel and a devil falling in love with each other. I would not blame you if you unsubscribe. I wouldn't blame you if you unsubscribe. I unsubscribe to myself right now. An angel and a devil falling in love with each other. Okay, alright, bear with me. This is creating a major cataclysmic event in the spirit realm. And the only way to see through it or go through this portal is through accepting and living in each other's shoes. This is where the two empires colliding has a lot to play. It's like the yin and yang manifesting and being able to consciously interact with each other, as opposed to the collective subconscious sort of just ruling over people, and all of a sudden people having a burst of evil desires and going ahead and doing them blindly. This is a manifestation of the repossession or reawakening or remembering of these elements in the physical manifestation. So some of you are called into that, and this could be why it almost feels like you are with or in connection with the word is called spectrophilia, I think, where you are feeling like you're in love or with a spirit or a ghost, or there is that kind of involvement. There's a very archetypal energy about this. That's all I'm going to say. And it's not for everyone. 100% sure this is not for everyone. This is a select 2 percentile group of my collective. So take it how it resonates. And for some other of you, this could be you from the outside, or as I would like to say, the soulmate or karmic connections that you represent in this timeline or in this storyline, however you want to talk about it. This is what I'm getting, that there is no part of you that you're supposed to abandon in this journey. And some of you could be resonating as the devil in this scenario, and some of you could be resonating as the angel in this scenario. And the only reason that that's the case is how you've used these gifts, how you have resonated with them, and what kind of archetype you resonate with, and how you have acted upon in your reality. It doesn't mean you're good or evil. And that's the part that's being realized right now in this collective. Through this journey, the realization that I picked up on today is that you were never playing a game. And I feel like this is a very new territory for this energy, this person. You were never playing a game. Like, this is actually who you are. It's the case of like being very shocked because this is a person or energy that has been pulled into your world, because at one point in this timeline you were in their world and you mastered that. There was a darkness about their world. There was like maybe a time in your reality where you were sensing presences or feeling like you were actually going through psychosis, and there was a lot of darkness and demonic energy about the reality that you were experiencing at a certain point. And that was you walking through their world and not just transmuting it, but incorporating it, like that yin and yang energy. But you were still you. But you had to see and realize that subconscious aspect that they represent. But you are also that. This is the thing, like, you are also that. For a lot of you, this is why I spoke about on my threads. I hope this isn't confusing. I spoke about on my threads that the Heyoke empath, or the empath, but specifically the Heyoke empath, comes across narcissists or psychopaths more than anyone else. They attract it more than anyone else. And I will venture to say that they are perhaps the only people that can genuinely sympathize and understand the workings or how they think and how they feel, to the point of even being able to predict what they would do. And there could have been a dissonance of wondering, am I a psychopath? Am I a narcissist? This is the collective I'm talking to today. You have maybe felt so confused that you could be these things, but you aren't. But you know who is? This counterpart of yours, this element of this devil energy that I'm not sure exactly precisely how it resonates in your life, but it's a union of these two energies. So now they're being moved into your world. You've already conquered and mastered theirs. You have incorporated theirs, which is also yours, but theirs. And now they're being brought into your light. They're being brought into that world, which is going to be so hard for them because they've been shielded from their behavior. In fact, them putting you on a pedestal and projecting that you were playing a game with them all the time or the whole time was keeping them safe and secure from being able to realize that they have been operating unconsciously. And that's the part that's sinful, quote unquote. It's the unconscious bit. that they've been operating unconsciously in that dark element of theirs, as opposed to repossessing it and being able to use it in a mindful manner. That's what the role that you have, that's the role you have in their life. And that's what they're witnessing right now. And there's a lot of epiphany going on of, you are not like the others. You are not like the others in a sense that there's a matching element to this energy. Because this whole time, they have a tendency of getting bored or moving away or kind of feeling like they've already gotten what they wanted out of somebody. And you being a hard nut to crack has kind of made them believe so many different things about themselves that they never ventured to explore. And that was the whole point, is what Spirit is saying. That was the whole point, is to awaken to the fullness of their being, because they had it easy. And they thought you did. Do you see? This is the kind of energy that took divine justice into their own hand and wanted to punish you for enjoying the same privileges or characteristics that they had, that they didn't know that they were enjoying. In fact, they didn't even know that they were abusing them. And they thought you were abusing it because, hey, that's how projection works. So it's very interesting, because you would think that going into the dark night is the toughest part. But no. It's the light that is the toughest part. Because now they're beginning to see that not only did you see your shortcomings, or not only did you understand your light, but you understood their darkness too. So it was 2 times the burden on you, when the whole time they were shielded from the power of the light, glaringly putting everything about them onto the open, onto the patio for all to see. So this kind of energy is going to face a very isolated moment or incident where they're going back and retreating into their shell. They're not going to feel, I've mentioned this before, they're not going to feel the overwhelming, urge and confidence to crush people and manipulate them and take whatever they want from them. They're not going to have those liberties anymore. Those liberties have been stripped from them, and it's not a negative thing. But right now, they're seeing it as a negative thing because they believe that is the only power that they possessed in this life. And they didn't even see that. And for a lot of you, you could have learned this lesson when you were very, very young and gone through a specific